Howdy folks, let's learn how to use the Theracane to release one of the most important muscles in our low back, the quadratus lumborum, or QL for short. Now, this one can be a little bit tricky because depending on your unique anatomy, this muscle might live a little bit more to the outside or a little bit more towards the inside and toward your spine. So we've got to go searching for it and figure out where your trigger point lies in this muscle. So I like to use the Theracane for this exercise. I'll post another video on how to use a lacrosse ball up on the wall. But if you have the Theracane, or if you haven't gotten one yet and you're thinking about it, maybe this video will be what changes your mind. So let me turn around and show you a little bit of anatomy. I might even put a picture on this video to help locate the QL. All right, so the first thing I instruct people to do is take the Theracane and we're going to find your spine. This should be fairly easy. It's kind of the big dimple in the middle of your back. Should feel like a bone because it is a bone. Now from here, I want you to go up and out, and I want you to gently start pressing so that you find kind of the bottom of your rib cage. Again, we don't want to press hard here because all we're trying to do is figure out where not to press. So right about here, again, I feel kind of firm, kind of like a bone, doesn't have a lot of give to it. We are going to make sure we stay below that landmark. Now, less dangerous is finding our hip bone. This one usually is pretty obvious. People kind of feel the ridge of their pelvis here and they'll go, yeah, that doesn't really feel like a muscle. Again, feels like a bone. We just want to stay above that ridge of our pelvis. So once we've kind of identified those three landmarks, now it's time to go searching a little bit. And this is where this muscle can be tricky to find because some people have a QL that exists really here out on the side. Some people, it's a little bit closer to their spine. Now, the key here is if I'm right up against my spine, this is a whole different group of muscles that we're going to work on in a different video. So if you feel like you're, an inch or half an inch away from your spine, too close, different muscle group, let's work our way back out a little bit. So once I'm maybe a couple inches away from my spine, ooh, there's something, and maybe I go out a little bit and feel it a little bit more. Now, once I've found a tender spot, we want to ensure that we're on the right muscle. And a great way to do that is to activate the muscle and see if when I activate that muscle, it presses into the pressure of the Theracane. So I'm holding onto the Theracane. Notice I do have a little bit of pressure here. And what I want to do, because the QL's active movement is to bend my spine to the side, if I have it here on my right side, I'm going to bend to the right, and sure enough, when I do that, boom, I feel that muscle pressing into the Theracane. So I can apply a little bit more pressure and be a bit more confident that I'm on the right muscle because we side bend and felt it press in. If you bend to the side and you don't really feel anything, okay, let's go searching again. Maybe a little bit more to the outside, maybe a little bit more to the inside, side bend. So I don't feel anything there, so I know that I'm not quite on it. Whereas here, oh yeah, I feel that muscle popping in. Now, remember, we are not rubbing that muscle because that's not going to do anything for us. We're going to find that tender spot and hold it for about 30 to 60 seconds. Now, I just want to turn around here for a quick PSA. What's very common if this muscle is super irritated is that you can get some shooting pains down your glute and maybe even down the back of your leg. This is what's called referred pain. It's totally normal, but it's good to take note of because we eventually want to get rid of this referred pain. Now, referred pain, so that little shooting feeling, is very different than numbness or tingling. If you feel like your leg is going to sleep, that's a totally different conversation. It's best to check in with your licensed medical provider if that is the case. But if you press on the muscle and you feel, oh, maybe like a little ache, like a little toothache going down the back of your leg, let's take note of it and make sure that as we work on this muscle in an intense but tolerable way, that referred pain decreases significantly and we feel better over time. So that is your QL release with the Theracane. See you next time.